Hello and welcome back to Emberclaw Industrial Dawn, and of course to RimWorld. Where we last left off, we just had a baby in Anders, and we also finished our ship. Now, I just want to quickly double check that we have enough here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 15 crypto sleep caskets. That means we can go ahead and start our ship. Now, we are going to get attacked over the next 15 days, but at the end of that 15 days, we will either be all dead or free of this godforsaken planet. That is the plan anyway. It looks like I should have potentially waited a little bit as they still haven't quite got this all fixed up yet. And we've still got a couple turrets out here that need to be fixed as well. But you know what? Better now than never. So let's go through a quick little time lapse until we get our first raid coming in. And honestly, that took longer than I thought. Only 13 days until our ship is ready to launch, and we have 50 militars to deal with. Let's have a look at what they are doing. They're preparing for a while, and then they will attack. So that probably means they're going to come down here, but I wanted to try something. I don't know if they will attack these if we don't attack them first. So I'm going to say hold fire on all of my uranium slug turrets, except for these two, and we'll see what happens. That should mean these shouldn't fire at them, which is good. And look at all those militars. We should be okay. I think I'm pretty confident in this raid, especially because they're going to come in here and we can shoot them with all of our turrets and both our uranium slug turrets all at the same time. I don't think this will be an issue. If it is, then it is, but we'll come back once they're raiding. All right, they are now officially beginning their assault. I am going to draft everyone who is ranged, throw them into our kill box, draft our melee pawns, throw them in there, and hope that these militars... Okay, why are you shooting? Hold fire should be on, not off. I did that very, very wrong. Hold fire on. You two don't hold fire. Hopefully that doesn't mean that one's going to get attacked, but we'll see. Okay. Looks like not everyone is though. And it looks like if we do hold fire on these, they won't attack them. Never mind. That is actually not the case whatsoever. Okay, well then we may as well go ahead and say, do not hold fire, because if you're going to get attacked, we should at least be attacking back. Okay, maybe those turrets on the outside of our base were not the best idea in the world, but I'm going to leave these guys up here to, you know, wait for these guys to come in. Yeah, they're going to destroy all of our turrets, and I don't see a good way to get around that. At least it'll dampen up this first wave of enemies, but after that, it's really not very useful whatsoever. I should also definitely go ahead and assign my mechs to be in the safe zone just so they don't run out there. But now the actual war begins. They are coming in, and I imagine as soon as they get to about there, they should get instantly shredded. So let's speed this up just a little bit. And yeah, I don't see this being an issue at all. All right, first wave officially dealt with. We will undraft everyone, and then honestly cancel those. They didn't work as well as I'd wanted them to. Maybe there's a way to get around that. If you guys have suggestions on how to build turrets on the outside of your base that people don't attack unless they're breaching, that would be fantastic. But at the very least, we can use these barricades as defenses for any breaching raids or things of that nature. So it's not a total waste, but those uranium slug turrets definitely were. I will go ahead and reassign my mechs to go anywhere so they can come up here. Never mind. We have another raid coming in. This is the tribal clan. They are going to try and breach. So this is exactly the reason why we built these. All right, let's get everyone redrafted again. I won't bring the kids out, but I will get all of my shooting pawns to stand somewhat behind cover, and then I will get my melee pawns also drafted, and they can stand I don't know, there for now, and we'll figure it out as we go. All right, they are coming in. It looks like they're going up the top, which is not exactly what I wanted. but it's probably going to take them a minute to get through that wall. I just want to make sure that Matthew and Marchment actually go down this way rather than the other way, because that would be bad. So they should come in now. Honestly, at this point, let's just go for a line over here. That's probably going to work out a hell of a lot better. They can use our barricades against us, which is a little bit what I was worried about, but honestly, they have bows and we have charge rifles, so I don't think it'll be that big of a deal, unless, of course, they end up actually getting into our base, and then we have a little bit more of a problem. All right, okay, let's go ahead and start using jump packs then. You go there, you go there, and you go there, and then we'll figure it out once you're there. All right, Dragon, you attack there. Ueli, you go attack there, and you go attack there. Fire Spew coming in, which is actually really quite annoying. Let's get these guys to jump down here and take out the guys inside, if we can. All right, Dragon's coming in. Okay, they're fleeing, so that's good for us. Another raid successfully defeated. Let's undraft everybody so that they can put people out and start tending to everyone. And also put out this giant fire, which shouldn't take too long. Are you guys undrafted? Yes. Why are you guys just standing there? You cowering. Okay. Can you guys stop doing that? Thank you. And I will make sure to prioritize rebuilding this wall before we do anything else. We have an enemy down in here, but honestly, at this stage of the game, we are just going to let them bleed out and call it a day. But we do need to make sure we prioritize working on our freezer first and foremost, and then we'll start working on our outer wall. But another raid dealt with. A couple of injuries, but nothing too major. I think we can absolutely live with that. Let's get all this healed up, and then we will come back. Transport pods coming in to besiege our colony. Did that say they were going to prepare for a while? I think it did. They're going to besiege, so that's mortars, right? We can absolutely go ahead and deal with that. Matthew, you man that one. Ruben, you man that one. Marchment, you man that one. We will set everyone to be in the safe area for now, and they should, in theory, come in through our kill box, which is exactly what we want. Our mortars are up and running, and we are starting our siege right back at them. Hopefully, we can get a couple of shots in here before they build anything too major, and that will trigger them to come and raid our base. All right, they are now assaulting the colony. I don't see what did that. I think it might have actually been a social fight between these two, which is a little bit funny, but that means we can, of course, go ahead and get everyone, including our kids, because why not, into our kill box. They're going to be behind the walls, but that's absolutely fine by me. Our melee pawns can go into our melee blocking area. And honestly, again, I don't see this being too much of an issue, but we will watch it through. We also have some alpha beavers that I'm absolutely just going to leave because we don't really need any wood. And see how we do against these guys. I don't see them being too much of an issue. One of our mortars blew up and they are running away. These guys are still aggro. Oh no, they're both just down from the social fight that they had. Bleeding out in 4 seconds and bleeding out in 10 hours. That's rough. I'm sorry, guys. This is why you don't fight with your own clan. Alright, that's great. We'll go ahead and undraft, set everyone back to unrestricted. Set everyone back to unrestricted except for our kids, and go on with our day. We have 11 days remaining on this countdown. Did I do it again? No, Sting said to no drugs. Sting, what did you overdose on? Why did you take yayo? My goodness. Sting, please. Are they gonna live? I actually have never experienced an overdose in this before. Thankfully it's just a minor one, so yeah, consciousness max 50%, that's okay. But come on, kids, don't do drugs. It's not that hard. Let me just check my no drugs policy. Well, that's why, for addictions. Don't take them for addictions. You're high on psychite, so you can take psychite tea for your addiction, but do not take anything else, please. Another raid dropping in right on top of us, which is my least favorite. But thankfully, everyone is pretty much inside of here. And they are dropping over here, which is honestly fantastic. Let's get these guys drafted up. You can please drop Anders there. I think they'll be okay. Unfortunately, I can't stand on top of these, but I think melee blocking there will be okay. And then we'll grab everyone else, draft them all up, and say, you guys go in like a weird line back here. I'm going to have to do this manually, aren't I? Okay, everyone stay up there for now. These 4 can go in those spots. These 4 can go in those spots. And then our 2 kids can go in these spots. They'll drop in. We'll get Ueli to open this door and hold it open. And honestly, let's get Ueli there. No, let's get him one back. All right, drop pods have landed. And we should have pretty decent line of sight on these guys. Some of them are going to go up and attack our mechanoids. I'm okay with that. I honestly don't see these guys getting very far at all. I understand this isn't the best melee blocking situation in the world, but they are now all fleeing. So honestly, fantastic news. Let's get all of our adult ranged people to come out and maybe start attacking some of these guys. Levi, you go and attack there. Ueli, you go and attack there. Dragon, you go and attack there. And are we going to be able to get to this? I mean, we could jump. Just for the, you know, don't come into my base, you know? That's the basic gist of this. Where is the other one gone? Where are the rest of the enemies? Okay, we have a couple down here. Let's get Dragon to jump. Ueli is going to jump as well. You can go to there. And then Ueli, you go and attack there. Dragon, you go and attack there. And we'll just try and deal with these guys if we can before they break too much of our stuff. Perfect. Good enough for me. Let's get everyone undrafted. I did not realize Levi was down. And we still have one in here. Okay. Hoffensting. You guys are still drafted. You come up here. And you take out that guy. Perfect. Undraft. Enemy downed. Colonist needs rescue and fire. That's absolutely okay by me. Levi, 4 conditions need tending. You are now being rescued. And we have some people who want to come and help. Not right now. We're kind of in the middle of something. You guys might have to come back later. And of course, on top of all this death and destruction, we have a heat wave, which is normally not a problem, but this cooler is broken, and this door is being held open. So we need to priority haul this guy, which is not a thing that I can actually do because I don't have any spots available for it. Okay, in that case, we're going to go to the zone dumping. Well, let's go actually storage. Do I have that mod? I don't think I do. Okay, never mind. We're going to go zone, dumping stockpile zone. I'm going to add a little zone in here. This is going to be for any corpses that are human that are not colonists. Can go right in there. And that way we should be able to get Matthew here to prioritize hauling this person that is blocking this door. Let this door close. Medic, can you please go ahead and actually use that door so that it does close? Perfect. And Dragon is working on this cooler. Fantastic. All right, another raid coming in from the Oxel Mech Hive. Not too bad. A couple of blasters, a couple of lancers, and 4 scythers. They're going to prepare for a while, so I'll let that happen. I have just put Hoff on prioritizing smelting because we have a bunch of steel slag here and not a whole bunch of steel. So that should get us a little bit. That'll help us repair a little bit more. I thought we would have enough from all of the chunks that we mined out of here, but I guess not. They are now beginning their assault, so we will make sure everyone is equipped with a weapon, please, Levi. Levi gets a Zeus hammer, if I can spell it properly. I'll give you that. Let the game run and give you that. Can you not take that for some reason? I don't know why that is the case. Okay, you are doing that. You're just putting Anders somewhere safe. That's fine by me. Let's get all of our ranged people. I'm going to leave Sting behind because they don't really fit in here anyway. I'll get our melee pawns in here. A lot of this is broken at the moment, but I'm okay with that. Mechs are going to be assigned to the safe area, and I'm hoping we can deal with this relatively easily. Again, we have a lot of firepower, and they're coming in somewhat slowly. The ranged mechs should target our turrets before they target us, so I'm not terribly concerned, except it does look like you were targeting me. That was a little bit scary. And now we just have a couple of centipede blasters making their way in. Hopefully we can take these guys out very, very quickly before they do too much damage to us. They might get a couple of shots off, but honestly, 2 waves of bullets and they're pretty much down. Now this guy does have a little bit more cover, but it looks like, yeah, they're not going to last very long either. And we have one final one coming in with another heavy charge blaster. We'll speed this up a little bit, and yeah, you're going to go down very, very quickly as well. I think during this little brief period of quiet, I will try and prioritize getting some of this remade. But again, we're sort of out of steel, so that's a little bit tricky, to be completely honest with you. We do have an opportunity for the Pulse of the Clan, but I don't think we're going to take it this time, just because we have bigger priorities at the moment. Let's let them continue on. Okay. We need to stop making these kids shirts. They are absolutely useless to us at the moment. You are now going to go rest, but just prioritize refining for a little bit until you absolutely can't anymore. Alright, Siege coming in. Honestly, Sieges are one of my favorite raids because we can just pound them from a distance and then wait for them to get mad at us and come run into our kill box, so we will man all of those. Looks like we're already shooting at them. They haven't even set up yet. Let's speed this up. We should get a couple in here. Yeah, they're gonna go right about there in a nice tight little group as well, so I don't expect this to take very long before they get mad at us and start running in. They're not even setting anything up, which is honestly kind of strange. I don't know why that is. There it is. There's their drop pod with their stuff. We got a lot of shots in before that even happened. Destroyed their plans, downed one of their enemies, or downed our enemy, rather, which was one of them. More mortars coming in. Yeah, they're not having a good time. There goes a pop pack. They're almost about to get this mortar done. Come on, get a couple more shots in, guys. One more shot. Okay, there comes a mortar back at us. Where is that going? That's fine. I'm okay with that. It's absolutely reasonable. Miranda, why are you over there? Let's assign everyone to the safe zone, please. I forgot about that. Miranda, get out of there. Alright, come on, mortars. A couple more in, please, before this shoots too many more shots at us. That's fine. I'm happy with that. I'm really quite surprised that these guys haven't started attacking us yet. There comes another one at us. Right in our bedroom. Unfortunate. Really? You guys just don't want to come and attack me, hey? Alright, another one coming in. That one sort of missed, hit a mountain, I think. Alright. That was pretty good. They've got more shells coming in. And where's this one going? Okay, that's again fine. Are all 3 of these guys shooting? Or is it just Marchment? Where did our other guys go? Man, Ruben, man, Marchment, man. I don't know why our people left the turrets. That's probably why this is taking so long. Another one coming in down here. That's okay. Come on, guys. Give them some good shots. Alright, here we go. Wow. They are instantly fleeing. They're not even going to attack us. Absolutely take that as a win. Alright, you, and you. Nope, just you and you. Clear prioritized work. You apparently already gave up on it. That's fine by me. Let's go to the schedule, set everyone back to unrestricted, Mechs back to unrestricted, and that should be okay. There are a couple of enemies over here. I think they are both down, and yes they are, so that is fine by me. I will go ahead, unforbid all, and that is another raid dealt with. Alright, we have a compacted machinery meteor over here, but we also have another raid coming in. They are going to prepare for a while, then attack. They have relationships. Great-grandfather of Hoff, great-grandfather of Sting, grandfather of Dragon, and great-grandfather of Anders. So if they die, I think our people might be a little bit sad about it, but honestly, I'm not too worried because we are leaving this place in 5.1 days. They are going to prepare for a while and then attack. Just so that I don't forget, I will set everyone to the safe zone and wait for their assault to begin. Alright, these guys have a few more weapons than the last lot, but still nothing too scary, honestly. With our kill box design, I think we'll be absolutely fine, and in saying that, I'm not even going to draft my melee pawn. Well, okay, I will. I'll be safe. Let's go ahead and set everyone up in there. These guys are going to make their way around our base and slowly come in one by one to get gunned down. I think this will be alright. Yeah, judging by that start, I think we'll be fine. Let's slow it down just a little bit. This one's getting a little bit close for my liking. Everyone, can you please focus fire there? Okay, they're now down. Perfect. Alright, we're taking a little bit of damage, but I'm not too concerned. Our turrets are still up. A lot of them are attacking our turrets directly, which is exactly what we want. This guy's getting a little closer. We'll focus fire there. Focus fire there. And just make sure that anyone getting too close does get taken down nice and quickly. They're honestly blowing up turrets in their own faces, so this is working out very, very well for us. They have thrown down a shield though, which is a little bit annoying. For now, we'll shoot around it. And yeah, they are fleeing. Absolutely fantastic. Can I... No. That burns out, so I can't steal that from them, but we defeated the raid nonetheless. A couple of injuries. Let's do a quick organ check. Everyone still has all of their things, which is fantastic. Exactly what I wanted to see. What is this that I'm seeing behind their arm? What is that? I don't know what that is, but you know, they seem fine. We'll leave them to go about their day. Probably one of the easiest raids we'll face today, just 15 Scythers. They are going to prepare for a while, so we'll let that happen and we'll come back once they begin. They have begun their assault, so let's get all of our ranged people drafted up. Everyone is still assigned to the safe area because I forgot to unassign it. They came in a lot quicker than I thought they would, but honestly, these guys are going to start attacking our turrets rather than coming directly for us. So I don't see this being an issue whatsoever. One final wave of enemies coming in. And yeah, we've built a really decent defense here. And they didn't stand a chance. So everyone can get undrafted. I will make sure to remember to unassign the safe zone for everyone except for our kids. Do the same for our mechs and we can start cleaning up some of this mess. This may be the last one. We have 17 enemies on the map. They want to besiege our colony. I am absolutely okay with that. In this time, I'm going to draft these guys and actually tell them to do this while drafted in the hopes that they won't just randomly give up. That's the plan at the very least. I may even set a forced target on this once these guys find a location that they want to settle down, which it looks like is right there. So let's set a forced target right in the middle. And hopefully we can do some decent damage relatively quickly to these guys and take them down. Alright, they are now assaulting. They did get a couple of decent shots on us, but honestly, nothing too devastating. So at this point, we'll do the same deal that we normally do. Draft everyone up, get these guys in. Not that we've actually needed our melee pawns yet. I will set everyone to the safe area just to be safe and go from there. These guys are slowly going to make their way up and enter our kill box one by one, where they are blasted by our overwhelming firepower. And they are fleeing. Perfect. Undraft. Set everyone back to unrestricted, except for our kids. Mechs, unrestricted, and go on with our day. Alright, I was wrong. With 13 hours to go, we have another raid coming in. Multiple angles, they'll prepare for a while, so we'll come back once they're actually attacking. Oh, 2 at a time. Again from multiple angles. That puts 52 enemies on the map. Those guys are all melee. Those guys are all melee except for a couple of bows. Yeah, I don't see this being a problem whatsoever, but I will stay zoomed out while I wait for them to start their assaults. Alright, our first ones are coming in. Let's get our ranged people, throw them in the kill box. Okay, that didn't work. Like that, please. And our melee pawns can go right in there. Not all of this has been repaired, but I think enough of it has been that we honestly won't have too much of an issue. They aren't all attacking at once, which is very, very nice for us. And those guys are already fleeing, so that's not an issue. These guys are slowly making their way up, and I assume once these guys have finished in the kill box, these guys should pretty much start work immediately. Where did that just fall? Okay. It looked like it fell right on top of my guys, but it must have just come across the screen. That is absolutely fine by me. 3x speed in here. I'm not concerned at all. And let's just wait, because these guys are now beginning their assaults. And this is the very final raid, I imagine, of this episode. I hope. Our mechanoid is in there. They are now dead. It had to happen at some point. One of those groups is fleeing. The other is now fleeing. That is a lot of damage in our kill box, but everyone over here did not take a single point of damage. Everyone can now be undrafted. Mechs can go back to being unrestricted, which they already are. And we have a couple of downed enemies. I'm not going to worry about them whatsoever. We have 5 hours until this ship lifts off, and Miranda is throwing a party to celebrate. Absolutely amazing. And you know what? Can we do this? Yeah, we can absolutely do this. Once this party is over, I think it's only fitting that we end this series with a pulse of the clan. Get everyone together, gather your pint glasses, your Emberclaw Clan pint glasses, a link down and below in the description if you would like your very own. Have a little dance party, celebrate the fact that we are finally getting off this godforsaken planet. And just as we finish an unforgettable pulse of the clan, our reactor is ready. Now, I'm not actually 100% sure if raids will continue to happen now that this is ready. Like, normal ones obviously will, but I'm not sure if this still sends out the signature, which causes raids to happen all the time. I just don't know. I would first like to prioritize getting Nanan into one of these crypto sleep caskets. That is absolutely what I want to do, and I'm not 100% sure how I do that. Nanan cannot walk. Dragon? Okay, we can just do that. Carry Nanan into there, and then we'll get everyone else to enter the crypto sleep caskets. This is going to be a little bit of a painful process, but honestly shouldn't be too bad. Let's see. All right, so we've got Ueli, Levi, Matthew, Ruben, all assigned so far. We've got Marshmont going in there, Miranda going in there, Layfield going in there, Medic going in there, Ilarius going in there. Buns, can you grab Anders? Carry Anders to Crypto Sleep Casket. Huff can go there, and Sting can go there. And I believe that is pretty much everyone. Dragon should be the only person left outside of a pod. Buns is also left outside of a pod. That is fine. You enter that one, and you enter that one. I believe that is all of our pods full. Let me just quickly double check, as I can't switch between the things with my keys. So that means everyone is officially in a pod and ready to leave this planet. Fantastic. We did it. Let's take a quick little tour around our base. We set up a massive crop farm over here. A very nice animal pen. These guys are getting left behind, but honestly, they have so much hay here. They'll probably be absolutely fine. They have decent defenses. A little bit of rot coming in here, so if anyone wants to come in, they're going to have to go through a couple of turrets and some rot. They'll have power, so they'll have lights. They'll have a fridge if they want to figure out how to farm for themselves. We have a extremely impressive barracks / rec room / dining room. Apparently both of these fridges got destroyed. I missed that. We have, how much corn is that? 13,000 corn sitting in our freezer. Absolutely amazing. Nice little hospital and a prison over here. Our ideology room sits right there. Storage, research bench, some power generation, a school, a reactor, our workshop, and our mechanite workshop. We are leaving the world a little bit worse than we found it because these toxic waste packs will eventually decompose given enough solar flares. But, you know, we're not going to worry too much about that. This planet is pretty much done for anyway, and we are off to a better one. So with that, let's have a look at our launch report. We are officially ready to launch. Ship computer core, launch ship, off we go. I really hope you guys enjoyed this series. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like and a comment for the sake of engagement. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Consider becoming a Golden Panda member or above if you would like your name in any of the games that we play, or becoming a regular member to get early access to all of our videos. What an amazing series. I still don't know who Loki is. But we have launched the ship. Hoff, Nanan, Ueli, Ilarius, Medic, Layfield, Levi, Matthew, Ruben, Buns, Dragon, Anders, Marchment, Miranda, and Sting all made it off the planet. Your machine persona will now try to guide the ship to a safe place. It might find a prosperous planet in this system, or it may undertake a centuries-long journey to another star. It might even decide to hide under ice on an asteroid for a few thousand years, waiting for someone to build a new generation there. You'll find out when you wake up. In memory of Loki, who we never met. I still have no idea who Loki is. Absolutely amazing. If you guys did enjoy the series, I appreciate it. But until next time, happy building, happy surviving. Bye, guys.